Hello children, welcome back. Let's continue with our lesson. In the earlier video, we had done till what is Cold War. Now, do you remember what is Cold War? Cold War is the period when there was no actual war, but there was always tensions between the two groups. Who are these two groups? United States of America on one side with its allies and Soviet Union on the other side. Now the tensions could have led to war. The race between America and Soviet Union to become superpower gave rise to Cold War. Now let's see what are the effects of Cold War. Both superpowers created their own military organization. The respective superpowers took up the responsibility of the security of the nations who joined the military organization. NATO or North Atlantic Treaty Organization was created under dominance of America. Now in the world map you can see the countries which are marked in blue, in different shades of blue are the NATO countries, and the countries which are marked in red or different shades of red are the Warsaw countries. So Warsaw Pact was created under dominance of Soviet Union. Bipolarization of the world. World was divided into two groups, leading to bipolarization. The scope of Cold War and sphere of tensions increased because of this. So we can see here on the globe how the world is divided into blue section and the red section. Europe was ideologically divided. Both blocs tried to pull smaller countries in their group. The difference between USA and Soviet Union was as follows. USA was a democratic state. USSR or the Soviet Union was authoritarian. USA followed capitalism, whereas USSR followed socialism. USA had Western European countries as its allies. USSR had the Eastern European countries as its allies. Arms race. Both superpowers started producing arms on a large scale, using advanced and new technology. But they soon realized that it will endanger international peace, which led to efforts towards arms control and disarmament. Now on the graph you can see the blue represents United States and red represents USSR. You see, for a number of years both the countries went on increasing their arms and armaments. But suddenly we see that both the countries started decreasing their production of warheads. This was done when they realized that it would endanger international peace. Regional organizations. In order to ensure mutual cooperation, countries formed regional organizations. Countries felt that economic development and cooperation is important. Therefore, they formed regional organizations. European countries came together and formed European Economic Community. So on the map, you can see all the countries which were part of European Economic Community. Southeast Asian countries formed Association of Southeast Asian Nations, that is ASEAN. At present, all these countries which are marked on the map are part of European Union, which was previously known as European Economic Community. Non-alignment movement. Now this movement was started by nations who did not want to join either of the blocs. This movement was started in 1961 under the leadership of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, India's then Prime Minister. It opposed colonialism, imperialism, and racism. Now on the map, you can see that the countries which are marked in blue, dark blue, are all non-alignment countries. Even after the end of Cold War, the importance of the movement has not reduced. The non-alignment movement is based on principles of humanism, global peace, and equality. It has encouraged the resolution of international disputes by peaceful means. It has taken firm stand on disarmament, fostering human rights. Non-alignment movement has put forth the problems of poor, undeveloped countries. It has brought several new streams of economic and social changes into international politics. End of Cold War. Some reasons for the end of Cold War were the new economic policy of Soviet Union relaxed control of the state on economy. The then president implemented policies of restructuring and openness which led to decreasing control over media and gave impetus to democracy. East European countries now moved towards capitalist and democratic paths. The Soviet Union disintegrated. This is Soviet Union before disintegration. And after disintegration, 15 new countries or nations were formed. Out of this, you will see that Russia is the biggest country. Post-Cold War. Post-Cold War, America remained the only superpower. There was growth in trade and economic relations between countries. Capital, labor market, and information circulated throughout the world. Emphasis was put on trade relations. Opposing country was described as rival nation and not as enemy nation. As interrelation between nations grew, responsibility of United Nations to maintain global peace and security increased. Environmental protection, human rights, gender equality, management of natural calamities now became global issues. Globalization. Globalization is the spread of capital, labor, markets, information, ideas across national borders and culture. The interdependence among nations has increased. There are positive as well as negative sides to globalization. Boundaries between nations have become flexible. As trade increased, plenty of products became available in the markets. But at the same time, we see the gap between the poor and rich nations have not reduced. Children, with this, we complete our explanation for this lesson. We will stop here now. Thank you for listening. Goodbye and take care.